Okay, folks, I think we'll go ahead and get started at 6 o'clock. I'd like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Jim, would you lead us tonight?
Yep.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jim. Copy of the Open Meetings Act, and it's also available in pamphlet form. Call roll.
Kabastian.
Here.
Norman.
Yes.
Mayor Phillips.
Here.
Dean.
Here.
Grant. Here. Adam.
Here.
Item number 4, approval of the minutes, May 28th.
I'll make a motion to move to approve the May 28th minutes.
Do I have a second? Second. Moved and seconded. Call roll.
Sorry. Norman.
Yes.
Dean.
Yes.
Kabastian.
Yes.
Grant. Yes.
Golf, Mr. Norman.
Just a couple things. Missy wanted me to update that the POS system is up and running. They are taking cards, and they've done some decorating, landscaping. It looks pretty good around the clubhouse, so she wanted me to update.
Also on the golf, they're really tired of chasing the gate closers. It was requested that the gates be closed. So I talked to Mr. Johnson, and he's gonna put those in. They should be under $400 or right around $400. But the posts are out off there. Park, Mr. Norman.
I think everybody can see on Facebook what's going on with the park. Swimming pool is almost ready to open the doors. We will be open tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Everything as far as last I had talked to Buffy a couple hours ago was looking really good. Everything was being cleaned. They were vacuuming the bottom of the pool. They were getting ready to kick the pump on and get all the chemicals leveled out. It's really close to being perfect right now. They're just trying to finalize that. So we will be open for all the kids in town tomorrow at 1 o'clock. It'll be a little chilly, but it's supposed to be a nice warm day. So that's what we've done.
Schwan, Mr. Dean.
No meeting this month.
Library, Ms. Blacksheep.
Yes.
Howdy everyone. It's been a busy summer already at the library. We had in May 430 patrons and visitors come through, 36 computer uses. We circulated 447 different digital and physical materials. And then after the conclusion of the inventory, there were a total of 12 books that were added to the catalog and 37 that were removed. Some of those were duplicates of books, and we kept the ones that were in better condition. If anybody ever wants more details on that, I'd be happy to share it. Our summer reading program has kicked off and comprises most of the events that have taken place and have yet to take place. Our open house was a great success. I don't know if anybody saw the pictures on Facebook, but we had like life-size checkers on the floor. We had about 28 people come through, and we've had 23 program signups, which I think is awesome, because I think last summer there was only maybe 5. So let's see. Of the events, we have regular ones like story times, which take place on Wednesdays at 12:30 all through the whole program until the end of July. And then there's programs for adults called the Around the World presentations, where we hear about the world travels of locals that we know. So we're a tiny corner of the world, but we've been to a lot more of the world than you might expect. Let's see, upcoming events include, this week is very busy. Tomorrow is story time. Thursday we're having a birthday party for Smokey the Bear. He's turning 80 years old, and he does still have a 6-pack, to my understanding. But the Forest Service is coming out. Smokey's going to be here himself, and they're bringing a fire engine for the kids to take a look at and put out a fire, which is a road cone with flames on it, so don't be alarmed. And then that's the upcoming events for this week. So on to library projects. The library continues to work on its reaccreditation. A lot of you might have seen a survey come to your mailboxes. I also have paper ones here at the library if you need extra copies. The survey is also available online in a Google form. But we'll be accepting survey responses all through June. There's a drop box just inside the entryway here. If it's off hours, feel free to put them in the book return. And then, of course, the online ones are accessible to you 24/7 in the meantime. But I really encourage everyone to take a few minutes to complete that one-page double-sided survey. It's a really meaningful way to express the needs of your households and our community from your individual perspectives. I, as Crawford's librarian, am taking this survey very seriously and very sincerely. I really think this has the potential to make a big impact on our town. The survey responses will be compiled and assessed to form a community needs response plan. So like based on these responses, the library intends to try to pick things that it can help with, come up with a plan with milestones and everything to try to accomplish something. So what that something is depends on your guys' responses. Elsewhere, the computer lab is an ongoing effort. I'm trying to bring it to some kind of industry standard. For example, I recently installed DNS filtering on the library's network to protect users from harmful sites and to be compliant with the Children's Internet Protection Act. That's a big deal when it comes to being able to receive tech support or grants for computer lab related things when it comes to the state. So that's a step in the right direction. Last month I met with the Nebraska Library Commission's IT rep for a tech review, and we were trying to see if our machines were capable of having a deep freeze software program put on it. And what that program does is it clears data that someone might have downloaded onto it, whether it was saving a file. So it protects individuals' data and then also keeps it from downloading malicious software and that kind of thing. So it ensures that the computers like have a clean baseline state every time somebody uses it. But the good news is that I got the licenses for the software through a grant that the NLC had. But the bad news is that here in probably the next year or so, our computers will be obsolete in terms of the hardware that they have inside and the operating systems that they'll be able to support. So my intention is to factor these important and increasingly urgent upgrades into next year's fiscal budget proposal. So I'll be working on that in the meantime. But it's, I think, really important, not just for the library, but for the city and the community it serves, that we have a functioning, safe, usable, and current computer lab that is an asset to the community. A different note, I had a visit, well, I asked if the state fire marshal would come see us at the library because I couldn't find any records of what the max occupancy for the building is, and that's something I really want to address. He came by and was kind enough to make his calculation, and according to how the space is arranged and the uses that it's used for, a maximum of 40 people when used as a venue like it is tonight is what we have going on. So I've got that sign posted on in the entryway now, and when it comes time for planning future events like council meetings or library events, that'll be something that has to be considered. So I appreciate everybody's compliance and patience with that. Safety is paramount. And lastly, the last thing I wanted to talk about is the E-rate program. There's been some progress made on that from the library. The E-rate program is one that's made available to public schools and public libraries that assists with discounting internet costs for those public institutions. Participation in this program is an ongoing process that there's steps that take place all year, each year. And the Crawford Public Library has officially progressed to the point where we will see an 80% discount on our internet services starting July. So that'll take it from $115 $100 and take 92 off of that. So that'll be our new internet bill going forward. So things are happening. It's taking time and effort, but it's all very well worth it. And your guys' support from the community and the city just goes such a long way. So thank you so much.
Thank you, fine word.
Hospital, Mr. Mossy.
Yeah, this week, the hospital is having meet and greets with prospective candidates to fill the positions for chief executive officer. They're functioning with a temporary right now. Also in the C-seats, the chief operating officer, and the prospective candidate for director of surgical services and ancillary services. They're still having to use a lot more travel nurses than they really want to, so that's impacting funding. And they are looking at the prospect of how much further they're going to continue doing convalescent care, nursing home care. They may be looking at creating another entity or under their umbrella or privatization. We're waiting to find out.
That it?
That's it.
Thanks, Bobby. NNDC, Ms. Grant?
They covered the annual audit and went over all of this last year's financials, and then another big discussion was just ideas and implementing new recruitment plans to increase membership numbers.
That is. Yeah. Thank you. Full business, discuss, approve, disapprove removal of the park building by Jim Stoldorf for $5. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Moved in second, call roll.
Dean,
Yes.
Norman,
Yes.
Mossman,
Yes.
Grant.
Yes.
Item number 7, approve, disapprove resolution to establish a policy for the payment of payroll and other regular time-sensitive claims contingent upon review by auditor. Do I have a motion?
I'd like to wait until the auditor either says no or gives approval before we vote on it.
No action taken on item number 7. Item number 8, discuss, approve, disapprove amendment article 11, section 1-1102 of the city park board ordinance. Do I have a motion?
So at this time, I would like to table this until next meeting.
Do you wanna do first reading? You can read it by title and then so you go 3 up to 3 meetings.
I'd like to do the first.
What's
reading.
that?
I would be okay with the first reading.
Do I have a motion to make the first reading?
All you need, Mayor, is somebody to read the title.
And all.
Julie, would you like to do that, please?
I read the title, read the
So,
whole
here,
thing.
Nope, just this.
The first paragraph. So ordinance number 695, an ordinance of the city of Crawford, Nebraska, amending article 11. Section 1-1102 of ordinance number 695, the city of Crawford, repealing all ordinances in conflict and providing for an effective date.
Ordinance 10, section 1-1102 at its first reading.
Is this process we read 3 times?
3 times. You have the ability to.
Will this ordinance be available in City Hall for full reading?
Yes.
Can you explain what it is, what it's about?
It's revising to the park board.
But in what way?
Come down and get the ordinance. It's the first reading. You're more than welcome to read the whole ordinance.
Question here. The state puts out a statute, 17-952, that the city essentially copied word for word when they built that ordinance. How can the city change something
The
that
language
city?
from the statute is in the proposed ordinance. The specific language is still in there. It just clarifies some.
Yep. So we had the first reading, there's gonna be 2 more readings, so we have 2 more readings.
I guess I don't understand what the secrecy is on the readings.
We've done,
Then why can't you explain to the community what the changes are? The community's here and they wanna know what the changes are.
What's the purpose of it? I don't know what the changes are. What's the purpose?
I don't understand the secrecy.
I don't care. Adam, would you like to take that?
What it does, absolutely, the proposed ordinance clarifies some things with regard the advisory capacity of the park board with regards to the city council. Also, there's not a whole lot of changes, you'll see that. It also clarifies, supervision of city employees, all employees, park employees, are city employees. And we've had some issues maybe with some communication between our employee supervisor and the park board. So it clarifies to some extent the fact that ultimately Dan will be responsible for the employees. Okay, that's in a nutshell, I guess, Mayor, that was probably, that's.
Just clarification of a foggy
Yeah,
ordinance.
we've had some communication issues, so we're clarifying.
Thank you.
Item number 10, discuss, disapprove estimate for Wally Julian Plumbing for the restrooms in the park of $17.77 and 80 cents. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Number 9.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded.
Need to go.
Back up.
Call roll.
No, excuse me.
Norman,
Yes.
Tomasien,
Yes.
Dean,
Back up to number 9.
Grant.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Item number 11, I will come back to 9. Item number 11, discuss, disapprove, increase Dan Bryan's approval spending limit from 500 to 3,000. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Moved and, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Moved and second, call roll.
I would like this amended to be specific to Dan only.
Yeah.
So if.
So
if-
noted.
So if he leaves.
It doesn't follow the position.
It doesn't
No.
follow the position.
Correct.
Yes.
So, did Bobby make the motion?
Yes.
Yes.
Bobby, would you amend your motion to?
I will amend my motion to make this specifically for Mr. Dan Bryan as the supervisor and his operation. And it doesn't follow him. When he leaves,
Yeah.
it doesn't follow the position.
And
Him
Shane, will
specifically.
you second that?
I will second the amended motion.
Second the amended motion, call roll.
Tomasien,
Yes.
Norman,
Yes.
Dean,
Yes.
Grant.
Yes.
Item number 9, discuss, approve, disapprove, removing Amanda Logger from probationary period. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Norman,
Yes.
Dean,
Yes.
Tomasien,
Yes.
Grant.
Yes.
Discuss, approve, disapprove Kathy Smith's request to utilize community building for pickleball, walking, and exercise. Kathy, yes, sir?
You should have the paperwork in front of you that I proposed and when I visited with Dan. And I would just like to utilize the Crawford community building a little bit more than what it is and turn it kind of into a physical activity center so that we can exercise in the wintertime on nice streets, learn pickleball, get groups together to play pickleball in a original size court. I think Rosemary Reese did an excellent job getting it started down here, but there's more questions and more people who would like to play, so we would like to get things going there. And then a group of ladies go to Chagrin quite often for yoga, so if we could just start incorporating some of the entities that go out of town, back into town here, and maybe pull people in from the fort to be getting tournament for pickleball. I would like your permission to start getting a group together to move forward with getting things set up with the community building to support some physical activities here in our small community. So you have that in front of you.
Do we have like an idea of how often people are using the pickleball setup that we have down at the pavilion this time?
I do not have that at all. I think it's mostly because nobody's taken the initiative, number one, to teach pickleball, and number two, to hold regular pickleball educational so that people can learn through it, since it's very few people know how to do that. So I have spoke to some physical ed teachers and I have taken a couple classes myself. And I think the reason it's not utilized is because of the size down there. It's just not big enough, and so that's discouraging. If you go south in the wintertime and you play pickleball, at tournaments and that, when you practice, that just throws it all off on scale, so.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I definitely like the idea of using our community building a lot more often. I don't see that walking's that unreasonable, and we've got spaces if people wanna do classes and whatnot. You mentioned the winter, and I know that we rent to the junior wrestling league, so we need to have that into consideration of how we, they've already, been users of that building for quite some time, how we can incorporate, both parties to share the space, but I don't think that sounds like a bad idea to see what we can do to encourage use of that building.
Would you like to make that the motion?
I have a question.
Chick?
You're aware that we've published bids for repair and
flooring.
renovation work for the flooring there, so it could be a while before that surface is available for your group to utilize.
Is it, but do you know when that will happen? Is it possible?
We're still in the bid process.
Right.
Yeah, we're receiving bids right now, and once that process happens, we're probably, I'm gonna say 1 to 2 months out, depending on contractor schedule. It could move quicker than that, and we're probably looking at a month duration of the work.
Yeah.
Also, the
so-
events schedule or the scheduled events that are already, slated.
Right.
There's just gonna be some
Oh, I'm
deconflicting
sure,
requirements.
Yes.
And I don't have an issue with, yeah, that's a great idea, and it promotes public, health and welfare of the community. It's just, what I don't wanna run into is we're gonna be in the process of doing the repairs and the renovations, and it's gonna create schedule conflicts, and then we're gonna hear back from your group going, when is it gonna be done, when is it gonna be done, when is it gonna be done?
But it gives us a few months to
Yeah.
get it going, to see if it's even vital. I mean, I
Okay.
don't wanna move forward
Okay.
with people, I understand the
Yeah.
commitment and everything, so yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my question is, who gets priority when somebody actually wants to rent it?
It's gonna probably have to always default to a paid schedule.
Yeah.
Open schedule.
No, yeah.
Right.
Well, and the other thing is we have exercise equipment that doesn't get utilized, the city owns,
Yeah.
it's free for anybody to use.
It's down at the clinic.
At the clinic.
Yeah.
And no one
I
uses it.
had no idea about that.
Yeah.
Where?
The whole exercise room.
Is that the clinic?
Yeah.
It is at the clinic, however, it's not as user-friendly to get to, so these are for classes, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
so, people that wanna exercise on their own, I know a lot do go up to the high school, I would not be one of them, I have my own, Pilates machine at home, so, I understand that, but, I've been there, they're outdated, I'm sorry. So I think sometimes you can do more hindrance without supervision than you do, with supervision, so.
Do I have a motion?
I have a question.
Yes.
About the, city building, is there something about, if I wanted to use it for a private party, I'd have to pay $300 to a rental fee, but if somebody wants to go and use it for a class, why is the rental fee waived for that and it's not for a private party? That's my question.
I think that needs to be considered when they come up with a proposal. I think
Yeah.
we need to come up with something where we could make that.
At least a
little more fair.
rental fee or something to use the facilities, because you're adding added costs to the city for air conditioning, heat,
Right.
cleanup, the hours that you need to stay open for operation, what hours it's, because it needs to be a wide window so it's available for.
Oh, I agree
all the
wholeheartedly
community
without
members.
that.
Right.
I would perceive a fee, an annual fee,
Mhm.
in order to do that. That would help with the cooling and the heating and that, and so I'm not gonna throw out a number, but, you know, the pack over in Shattern is not cheap.
It is
And
not.
so, then you have the gas to go over there, so I would
Yep.
assume that we could come up with an activity fee, and, I'm talking about 18 and older, I'm not talking at children, so I'm talking those that can be, held responsible for signing in, paying their dues, that kind of stuff, so, I'll just move forward if you approve that, to start, getting people together and coming up with a plan, and that.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the additional research and for you to continue investigating and put forth a more detailed plan and come back to us, please.
Second.
Moved in second, call roll.
Graham?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Tomasino?
Yes.
Norman?
Yes.
Item number 14, approve, disapprove dates, times, firework usage.
Yes.
So on 14,
That's 14, Mayor.
yep, no, he knows, we
Oh.
can. I'll make a motion to approve the dates and times for fireworks.
I have a question about that too. 10 o'clock on the 3rd, why can't we do that till midnight? Because I plan on working on the 5th of July. The 4th of July, the rodeo gets over at 10:30, 10:40. Fireworks, by the time I would start fireworks, I would have 40 minutes to light off fireworks, and I spend between $1,000 and $2,000 on fireworks. I'm not gonna have enough time. If we can do it on the 3rd to stay up till midnight and do it then, a lot of people are gonna be off on the 4th. I don't see any why we have to cut that off at 10 o'clock on the 3rd.
Consider that into a motion?
So, question. Because you wanna shoot fireworks off till midnight, your concern for other people's desire for quiet hours isn't considered?
I take that into consideration also, but I think that the benefits of it with a lot of the people that don't have to work the day after, I think that it outweighs the cons of it personally.
You're not considering your neighbors?
I am considering my neighbors, they take part, you can light off fireworks and everything.
2 days out of the frickin' year.
Celebration.
No, I'm asking a question, I wanna see the group's consensus here.
You got it, I think you just got the.
Yes. Not even an issue.
So, what I'm hearing, I need a proposal or a motion for do you wanna continue to that on the 4th till midnight as well?
I, so I
Third
can,
and the fourth.
3rd and the 4th,
Yeah.
so.
yeah, I'll amend my motion.
They let the bars stay open till 2 o'clock, so what the hell?
Yeah, like you've
You
ever
can
seen.
hear
Been there,
you can hear the
done
bands
that.
go across town until 2 o'clock.
Crowd party.
Go to the second, third, and fourth. It's 3 days out of the year.
3 days out of the year.
Come on, people. It's the United States.
That's right.
Okay,
America.
can we
Is that what your
proceed with the
motion is?
motion,
So,
please?
It's a motion.
I will make a motion to approve the dates, July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th from, no, it's just the 3rd and 4th. but I can-
No, it's
I can
Just
amend-
amend, you can amend the motion, go ahead.
So, July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th from 9 AM to midnight.
Moved, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, call roll.
Norman,
Yes.
Dean,
Yes.
Tomasino.
Yes.
Grant.
Yes.
Item number 15, approve, disapprove the bars staying open until 2 AM.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, call roll.
Dean,
Yes.
Norman,
Yes.
Tomasino.
Yes.
Grant.
Yes.
Item number 13, approve the special designated liquor license for the July 1st to the July 4th for the rodeo.
I'll make a motion to
Does that
approve.
need to be tied to a specific business it's hosting, or is this one where they hold it on?
Through the
their own?
city.
This is the
It's
open
just
one.
for
the grounds.
Oh, this is for the, okay, sorry, I was thinking for the building, okay. Go ahead.
Motion's been made, do I have a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded, call roll.
Norman,
Yes.
Dean.
Yes.
Tomasino.
Yes.
Grant.
Yes.
16, approve, disapprove the purchase of a 20-foot used cargo trailer for the water plant and the wastewater plant.
Just water. Water plant.
The main one?
The water plant?
Yeah, for the,
Okay.
for the water. Please,
There's
for the
a
water.
typo.
We got a wastewater, it will be for the water plant. Have a motion.
So all you need is a 20 foot. That's all you want.
It is.
You don't want the 40 for a couple $100 more.
A couple thousand more, but then we run into compliance and placement, and we probably wouldn't be able to keep it at the plant.
It's too long and you can't put it next to the fence.
Actually had inspector on site today and verified that with him and got approval for placement of a 20 out front.
Okay.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve
I'll second.
The 20-foot?
the 20 foot.
Motion's been moved to approve the 20-foot for $46.82, seconded by Tomasi. Call roll.
Dean.
Yes.
Tomasino.
Yes.
Norman,
Yes.
Grant.
Yes.
Item number 17, building permits. This is gonna be placed under emergency. We did not receive the minutes until this afternoon, and we can't have one-eyed Willie biting someone. Brooke needs a fence. So we're gonna consider it emergency.
So,
Been
And we have
approved
a-
by both have been approved by the
Sure. I'll make a motion to approve Brooke Node at 103 Reed Street for the fence she has proposed, please.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, call roll.
Grant,
Yes.
Norman,
Yes.
Tomasia,
Yes.
Dean,
Yes.
Christopher Dean, 706 Second Street, deck and fence. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve Christopher Dean's 706 Second Street deck and fence request, please.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, call roll.
Grant,
Yes.
Tomasia,
Yes.
Norman,
Yes.
I'll abstain.
okay, Dean.
Chris is gonna abstain on that. Item number 18, approval of bills and claims.
Make a motion to approve.
Second?
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, call roll.
Dean,
Yes.
Tomasia,
Yes.
Norman,
Yes.
Grant,
Grant.
I'm sorry, yes.
So moved. At this time, I'd like to enter into executive session for personnel issues.
I'll make a motion.
And I would like to ask Dan and Scott to stay.
Did I get a second?
I'll second.
Norman.